Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy Tristan, aka SrirachaDFS, here with DFS Karma. Welcome to another episode of First Impression, where we do a very early preview of the next NBA slate. The main purpose of this video is to highlight the totals of each game, who's favored, as well as give you guys a little injury report for the game, as well as who benefits or who takes a hit from the injuries. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our free media content or our live streams. Also, make sure you're in our free chat room where we discuss all things DFS 24/7 all day, every day. Just go to chatdfs.com to get in for free. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into it. This NBA slate has 12 games. It's a pretty fatty slate. There's probably going to be a lot of spread out ownership today, unless there's huge news, which basically puts people on the same people. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. First off, we got Detroit at Cleveland. This game opened at a 215 total. Cleveland is favored by 3. On the Detroit side, we got Killian Hayes still out. We got Blake Griffin is now out as well. With that, I would give Mason Plumlee a bump, and also take a note that Jeremy Grant without Blake Griffin has around the same fantasy point output, but these were also in harder matchups, so today could be the day where he totally absorbs that Blake Griffin usage and pops off like he has in the past. On the Cleveland side, we still have Matthew Dellavedova, who is out, Kevin Love, who is out, and Larry Nance Jr. is questionable. If Larry is in, I would bump Chetty Osman, Jarrett Allen, and Taurean Prince down for minutes and usage, just because I think that Larry is a bigger part of the not the offense, but he does accumulate a lot of rebounds, assists, and steals and blocks that the other players could as well. Next on the slate, we got Sacramento at Orlando. This game is the total's actually not out yet for this game. But I expect it to be a little on the slower side. Orlando is favored by 1. On the Sacramento side, we have Nemanja Bjelica as out, and Hassan Whiteside is expected to return from his hip injuries. I think it was his hip. Yeah, his hip. I would bump Rashawn Holmes' minutes down a little bit, and maybe Marvin Bagley does get his center minutes a little reduced as well. On the Orlando side, we have Michael Carter-Williams, who's listed as out, and Alfred Aminu is also still listed as out. I would keep an eye out for him in the upcoming Orlando games just because he should be close to coming back. The next game on the slate, we have Indiana at Charlotte. This game has no total yet, but Charlotte is favored by 1.5. On the Indiana side, we got Domantas Sabonis, who is questionable. This is going to be some pretty big news for the day, so monitor that. Caris LeVert is out. I think he just had successful surgery, so prayers up to him. I hope he comes back soon. Jeremy Lamb will be a good play, I think, if Sabonis is out, but if he is in, then definitely don't lock Jeremy Lamb, but he will be a good tournament play just because of his minutes should be going up sometime soon. On the Charlotte side, we have no injuries, so everyone is healthy over there. The next game on the slate is Brooklyn at Atlanta. There is no total for this slate either. Honestly, there's not a lot of totals for most of the games, but Brooklyn is favored by 7 in this one. Atlanta is on a back-to-back. Brooklyn has no current injuries besides Spencer Dinwiddie, who's been out for the season, I think. So moving on to the Atlanta side, I would monitor their news just because I know Trae Young and Clint Capella were both questionable coming into yesterday's matchup. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Clint sits or maybe Trae takes a rest, but I would definitely monitor their news. Cam Reddish was out yesterday, so take a look at him today. Make sure you follow up on that news. Maybe he might be ruled in today since he took a break yesterday, or since he was out yesterday. Bogdanovich is also 7 more weeks away from coming back. So moving on to the Denver-Miami game. We got no total on this one as well, but Denver is favored by 5. On the Denver side, we got PJ Dozier, who's out with a hamstring injury. And on the Miami side, we have basically a lot to cover. Goran Dragic is questionable. Gabe Vincent is questionable. Tyler Hero is questionable. Avery Bradley is questionable. Jimmy Butler is out. Maurice Harkless is out. Myers Leonard is out, along with Chris Silva. So we have 4 players on the Miami Heat that are out, along with 4 players that are questionable. I would definitely monitor their news just to make sure that those questionable people play or don't play. But you need to make sure that if a couple of them do sit out, that you get a little look at their guards, because it seems like all their guards are questionable right now. So definitely monitor that news. Moving on to the Milwaukee at Toronto game. There is no total for this one, but I do expect it to be fairly competitive. Milwaukee is favored by 6. They have no current injuries on the team. No current injuries on the team. Meanwhile, on the Toronto side, we have big news with Pascal Siakam. He is questionable for the day. If he's out, then you can bump up Norman Powell, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, and Chris Boucher. Norman Powell, I think he just went nuts, or not nuts, but he went off with no Pascal Siakam. So definitely take a look at him if he is out. But if Pascal Siakam is in, you can definitely give those players a little bump down on the usage ladder. Moving on to the LA at Philly game. We got no total for this one as well. LA is favored by 2. LeBron James is questionable, but like I say in every video, he is probably 99% going to play. Anthony Davis is also probable. On the Philly side, we got Seth Curry as probable, and Joel Embiid is ruled in. He is not on the injury report after resting last game, so I do expect this one to be close. It should be a good competitive matchup. On the moving on to Boston at San Antonio. This game opened at 225, with Boston being favored by 3.5. Peyton Pritchard is out, but Kemba Walker is in. I expect all Celtics to lose usage from that last game that they just had against Chicago. On the San Antonio side, we have Derek White still out, so DeJounte Murray, DeMar DeRozan still perfectly in play, but Boston is a pretty tough matchup. Moving on to the OKC at Phoenix game. George Hill is labeled as questionable on the OKC side, along with Al Horford. If they are both out, I do like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Isaiah Roby, and Hamidou Diallo. On the Phoenix side, we already have Dario Saric ruled as out, along with Devin Booker, who is a huge part of their offense. So that usage will need to spread out to somewhere. This gives a little bump to Chris Paul. There might be more pick and roll with DeAndre Ayton. I know Jay Crowder absorbed a lot of the usage from last game without Devin Booker, along with Cam Johnson. But also another guy to note is Mikal Bridges, but he was in foul trouble that last game. So we didn't get to see the full extent of his usage absorption with Devin Booker out. This might be the game though, because OKC is not a very great defensive team. Shout out Frosty. Next game is Washington at New Orleans. New Orleans is favored by 7.5. There is no total as of now, and Washington is on a back-to-back. For the Washington side, you got to watch the back-to-back for Russell Westbrook. He was limited last night. If he was limited last night, I honestly don't know if he's going to play today, but definitely monitor that news. A lot of the players are questionable due to COVID-19. We have no information on that, so I'm just going to go ahead and list them out for you guys. Ish Smith is questionable. Rui Hachimura is questionable. Danny Avdija is questionable. Troy Brown is questionable. Davis Bertans, Moritz Wagner, all questionable. And then remember, Thomas Bryant is out for the year. This is a lot to digest, but we need to know who's out, so we definitely need to monitor this news. On the New Orleans side, we have no current injuries, so it's clear on the New Orleans side. Moving on to the Dallas at Utah game. This game opened up at a 225 total, Utah being favored by 4. Utah is on a back-to-back. On the Dallas side, we got Josh Richardson as questionable, Dorian Finney-Smith as questionable, and Dwight Powell as questionable. These guys are dealing with COVID-19 protocol type things, so we're not sure. We don't have any information on that either, but we do know that Maxi Kleber is further behind in recovering from COVID-19, so he will be out for sure tomorrow. If the rest of them are in, then I would bump down Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic, because maybe not Dorian Finney-Smith. Maybe he will take away rebounds for sure, but Josh Richardson definitely takes away shots from Luka Doncic. It seems like if they were out, Porzingis and Doncic will continue to be the focal point of the offense. On the Utah side, we got no injuries to report, but remember, they are on a back-to-back. Moving on to the last game of the slate, we got Minnesota at Golden State. There is no total on this game as of now, but Golden State is favored by 8. There was their game before was actually against each other, so it's another rematch of their last game. But this time, they might get D'Angelo Russell back, or the Timberwolves might get D'Angelo Russell back. He is questionable for the day, but they do lose Jarrett Culver, who recently, I think, hurt his ankle in that last game versus Golden State. So he will be out along with Juancho Hernan-Gomez and Karl Anthony Towns. If D'Angelo is ruled out, then I would definitely bump Ricky Rubio, Malik Beasley, and someone who's getting minutes is Jaden McDaniels. He's been getting, I think, 20 plus minutes the past couple of games. So take a note in case D'Angelo is out. But if he's in, I would definitely give all of them a bump down. But this might help the game stay closer. For Golden State, there's no injury news to report, but do take note that James Wiseman was moved to the bench for that last game, and Kevon Looney started in his place. So this is going to be a fun, competitive, probably high-scoring game, since seeing how high-scoring that last one was. So we'll see. We'll see if D'Angelo's ruled in. It might be a fun game to watch. Anyway, that wraps up this first impression video for the upcoming NBA slate. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more daily media content and our live streams. Hopefully this helps you guys begin to think on how to build for your lineups tonight, along with who to target, what games to look out for, along with which injuries to monitor. I appreciate you all for watching. As always, it's been your boy Tristan, aka SrirachaDFS, and he is signing off. Wow, peace.